What is going on, guys? Welcome to IMV Sports. We had NFL Sunday, Week 3. Tons of great games today. First and foremost, I do want to apologize. I'm feeling a little under the weather. So I do apologize if I have a lack of enthusiasm or sound a little groggy today. I'll try to keep this as exciting as possible, but I am feeling a little under the weather today. But I still wanted to make a video for you guys, talk about these games. Because we had a lot of good games, a lot of big upsets too, guys. I mean, as I was saying, it was the weekend for the underdogs. If you follow me on Twitter, you saw me talking about that. I mean, yesterday in college football had so many upsets, big upsets, and today in the NFL, a lot of shocking results in those games today too. So let's get right into it. First and foremost, one of the most exciting games of the day, the Saints took on the Falcons. That was a beautiful game of football. It had everything you love, high scoring, great stat. The quarterbacks both played amazing. Man, teams were scoring left and right. The defenses were still making big plays, although it was high scoring. You had comebacks. Atlanta was down or the Saints were down at one point. They were able to come back. Then, the Falcons up at one point. It was just so up and down. It was a great, great game of football. But at the end, the Saints win it. Guys, 43-37 in overtime. Drew Brees scores the game-winning overtime touchdown in walk-off fashion on a quarterback keeper. Just snuck it home. Lifted over the top. They win that game. So the Saints, they move to 2-1, I believe. I have to double-check myself. I don't know why I'm thinking I could be wrong about that. And the Falcons fall to 1-2. So it was a good game, though. Like I said before, just that division is going to be so tight. With the Saints, the Falcons, the Panthers are playing good football, and then you got the Buccaneers. Look at the way they're playing with Fitzmagic. So that's going to be an interesting division. Next game, you had Kansas City and Patrick Mahomes. The kid is lighting it up, and he lit it up again today, guys. They beat the 49ers by a score of 38-27. Mahomes throws for 314 yards and throws 3 touchdowns. And the biggest thing to come out of this game, besides Mahomes and the Chiefs staying undefeated, Jimmy Garoppolo had a great game today, and he gets carted off the field. He tucks the ball, he goes, runs, and he tries to make a stutter step kind of move. Like he plants his foot and you could just see his knee buckle. And like they always say those non-contact injuries sometimes end up being the worst ones. And I'm not a doctor. I'm not going to speculate. That would not be appropriate. But I will say that initial reports are saying that he did tear either his ACL or MCL. Now, if that is true, that is such a shame. And that just puts an absolute damper on the 49ers season. And it really does. So that's a shame. All the best to Jimmy G. Hopefully he's okay. And if he's not, hopefully he fights it off, bounces back next year better than ever. But Chiefs win that game. Mahomes stays hot. The Chiefs stay hot and they win. Yeah, the Miami Dolphins, the 2-0 Miami Dolphins taking on the 0-2 Oakland Raiders. I thought Oakland was going to win this game, but Miami wins 28-20. They score a touchdown on a beautiful trick play where Albert Wilson got a toss and he throws it downfield to a wide open receiver for a touchdown. But they win this game 28-20. And John Gruden, man, he's got this Oakland Raiders team's 0-3. It's not looking good for Gruden. They're 0-3 with the Raiders. They're not looking too good right now. But the Dolphins, on the other hand, 3-0 Miami. They're looking absolutely incredible right now. Tannehill was absolutely great today. He was beautiful. Had a beautiful game today from Ryan Tannehill. And that's the thing about Ryan Tannehill. He's so up and down, but that's what Miami fans want. They want to see that consistency out of him week in and week out. So Miami wins. They stay undefeated. Yeah, the most shocking result of the day to me. It's tough to say. There were so many really shocking victories by some teams. But Buffalo going into Minnesota and beating the Vikings 27-6. As some of you may remember, last week I said in my video, I said that the Bills and the Cardinals are the worst teams in the NFL. And now the Cardinals stay alone at that. Because the Bills win in Minnesota 27-6. They went up 27-0 at halftime. Minnesota was able to shut them out this whole second half, but the defense of Buffalo was absolutely unstoppable. They weren't breaking. Minnesota could not get through them. So great game for the defense of Buffalo. Josh Allen had a decent game, about 195 yards and a touchdown, but he played good. He scored a rushing touchdown. So good for the Bills. They get a win, first one of the season, and who knows? Maybe that sparks a little bit for this team with Josh Allen there now. Who knows? Maybe they get things going a little bit. We'll see. You had another shocking result. You had the Redskins beat the Packers. The Packers were favored in this game, but the Redskins win 31-17. And I gotta tell you, Aaron Rodgers still looks a little shaky. He still doesn't look 100%, which I'm surprised. So I'm surprised they keep playing him, and they're not this early in the season giving him a rest to get healthy. But the Redskins win that 31-17. So big win for the Redskins. Tough for the Packers. Really, really, really tough for the Packers to lose that game. They were a decent favorite. The Sunday night game, guys. We had the Detroit Lions knock off the New England Patriots. The Patriots lose 2 games in a row. They're 1-2. 26-10 is the final. Detroit played a great, great game on every aspect. The defense was unbelievably amazing tonight for the Detroit Lions. Held Tom Brady to under 200 passing yards, which that's an incredible feat when you can never do that with when playing against Tom Brady. Stafford had a good game, and the Lions clicked. And a big thing about Lions bringing Matt Patricia in was that everyone thought that defense was going to be lights out. And after they obliterated in that week 1 against the Jets, and then they lose last week against the 49ers, people were like, oh man, Patricia is such a defensive-minded guy. What's going on? And then today they were great. They win. They knock off the Patriots. The Patriots are 1-2. They lose 2 in a row. So another fun fact about the game, the Detroit Lions saw their first 100-yard rusher in a game since the Thanksgiving game in 2013. That is crazy. 5 years, almost 5 years exactly since they had a running back rush for over 100 yards in a game. And they finally do that tonight with their rookie. So that's just some of the games, guys. A couple of the other games, the Cardinals lose. They're 0-3. Don't mind. I know a lot of people are watching right now like, okay, what? Steelers, Cardinals, what's going on? It's a long story. You can ask me about it if you want to. I'll be happy to explain. But the Cardinals go 0-3. But Josh Rosen gets his first action. And I've been calling for Josh Rosen to get his time because Sam Bradford stinks. The biggest mistake. All Cardinals fans should have given up on the season the moment the Cardinals said, Sam Bradford's going to be our starter. Right down there, the fans should have been like, all right, well, that's the season. Because Sam Bradford sucks. He sucks. He's so bad, it makes me cringe. How is this guy? This guy shouldn't even be a backup. And Josh Rosen gets time, but my problem is it's not at the right time. They throw a guy in there with like 3 minutes left to go and expect him to drive you down the field. And at that point, even though I just ragged the shit out of Sam Bradford, you got to keep Bradford in. He's played the entire season. He's played the entire game. And now you just got to put your trust in him and think, well, maybe he makes a couple plays. Because Sam Bradford is capable of making big plays. He's just been unable to make them. But at that point, with 3 minutes left, you got to just give Bradford the ball and say, all right, man, just try to do what you can do. Let's see. That's not the time to throw Rosen in for his first NFL action. And Steve Wilkes said, I want to try to give the team a spark. I get that. If you do that at the start of the fourth quarter or the start of the second half, that's a good time to do it. But not with 3 minutes left when you're down and need to get in the field goal range and get some points on the board to win a game. It's just bad timing. So, yeah, the Jaguars, too, real quick, lose 9-6 to the Titans. A fairly boring game, but it's just interesting. The Jaguars, that's just something they do. Like, they beat the crap out of the Patriots last week, and then they lose 9-6 to the Titans. So, that was a little interesting. Rams won the Battle of L.A. against the Chargers, as you expected. So, a couple other games. These are just the games I really was watching the most, paying attention to the most. All were the bigger games and bigger results. So let me know what you guys thought about some of the games today. Let me know your predictions on tomorrow's Monday night game between the Pittsburgh Steelers and Tampa Bay Buccaneers. That's going to be a big game. I think the Steelers win. I'm not being biased. I just can't see the Steelers going 3 weeks without a win. I can't see it happening. I think the Steelers' offense explodes. I think they find a way to kind of cool down Fitzmagic. And I think the Steelers win that game. So let me know what you think about that game. What you think about some of the games today. So like, comment, subscribe, guys. Follow the page on Twitter at IMB Sports. Drop some suggestions in the comments. Let me know what you want to see me talk about. Thanks for tuning in, guys. Have a good one, all right?